So as Jackie said very quickly, my name is Paul Mitchell. I'm with a company called the Human Enterprise. What we're all about is how do you make great businesses? How do you make sustainable, profitable enterprises and make them truly human? We believe the purpose of business is to give you more life, not to suck the life out of you. Some businesses are the killing fields of the spirit. We see that again and again. So how do you get a business that really hums and gets great results and people just love it? That's what we're about. So it's about changing organisational culture. The way we do it is we believe you have to change the leadership in that business. And our primary, I guess, principle that we say is you need to build a business where everyone leads or everyone acts like a leader or gets a chance to lead. So that's what we're about, the human enterprise transforming leadership. My name is Paul Mitchell. I'm an org psych by background. I've been working in this area for around about 35 years, and I don't know about you, but the more you learn, the more you realise how little you know. Does that make sense? Like, so I've just got so much to learn, and every day I do something like this, I'll be learning from you as well too. So welcome. Factory. What are we in? Just say to everybody, we're in the Flying Starship Factory. This is not your business, okay? So you can't say today, yeah, but this isn't like our business, because it's not your business, okay? This is a Flying Starship Factory. It's tough times out there. You bastards are lucky to have a job, all right? So just get with the drill, okay? And there's a lot of people lined up. Did you see them down in the foyer wanting to get a job? You happen to have been orientated or selected to be here, so be lucky that you're in the Flying Starship Factory. So what is the Flying Starship Factory about? There's a few things, I guess, some objectives for today. One, via this exercise, we're going to introduce you to some design principles. Not a lot of them, quite frankly. You'll all get a little book to work with, but there are some design, some work redesign principles there. Rather than tell you, and I will do some telling, we're going to experience it. So that's the first thing. You'll come away with some really very, very critical ideas, which you already know and will be reinforced regarding design principles. Secondly, you'll have an experience. We could tell you this stuff, but it's nothing like getting it at a gut or a visceral level. Now I've got it. That makes a lot of sense. So, and then the third part of the day with James and Jackie, we're going to start applying this back to your business. So I'll touch on a little bit about your business through this, but not too much. Primarily, we're going to be in the factory. So a couple of things about the factory. This is theatre, okay? It's theatre. So for those of you that you don't need to play in terms of you don't need to act like, whatever, but it is a bit of theatre, so we are going to have a bit of fun. So what happens in theatre is things are exaggerated, are they not? If you go to theatre, you see a 1.5 hour, 2 hour play, you might see a whole lifetime within that. So things are exaggerated. So what you'll see happen here, you go, oh, it's not this bad back at work. A lot of people go, this is actually better than work. This feels even better. So, but it is going to be exaggerated. Next is it's going to be compressed. What we're doing in about 4 or 5 hours here today may be 12 months or 18 months or 6 months. Make sense? So it's going to be compressed. And the final thing is it is a bit of entertainment. It is a bit of fun. What we know about learning is the more emotional it is, the more fun it is or whatever, we tend to remember more. So we're going to play it up a little bit. Okay, so that's 3 things. Good. Let me introduce you to the materials handlers. They must be out on strike or something at the moment, but we're going to have to do some moving around here. I want to introduce you to the whole. So here's where it all happens. You'll say, I need some material, and the materials handlers are going to actually give you out your material. It's all in the toolboxes here, and you've got your raw resources here that you need. So this is where your input stuff comes from. These are the only people, plus a few others, that can actually walk the floor. These people are free to walk the whole factory floor because they'll be giving out resources. We're going to have to change some of the roles in a minute. I'm thinking, as I'm looking around here, I'm going redesign, redesign, redesign. But that's okay. But we'll get some people over here. So you may have to leave your group. These people, okay, these people here, we're not saying, no one has said you are the bottom of the food chain. But it's pretty close. It's pretty close, okay? Okay, so don't look at the envelope yet. You're the cutters. What do? You cut, and you cut well too, but you keep cutting. You've got families to feed. Keep the bastards. Keep cutting, keep cutting, keep cutting, okay? You're the cutters, okay? So the material comes to you. Don't overcut, please. We've got some resources, it's got a resource problem here. So you cut. Then it goes, you then pass, and you'll see what happens. You're making 2 sorts of cuts. You're cutting white paper and yellow paper. It then goes to these people over here, and you'll work out what... These are folders A, and these are folders... Very good. Okay, we were just testing that the psych test was good. Yeah, very good. So you fold, and you just keep folding, okay? That's your job. You fold, you fold, you fold, you fold. More paper, you fold, you fold, you fold. You get paid to fold, get it? Don't ask any questions, fold. Just keep folding. Can you do that? Okay, so a little bit unsure. You just fold. Here, look at these people. I mean, do they look just a little smarter than your average? I mean, look at the way Ian was just killed it this morning with these comments. These are your painters. You work your butt off to become a painter because it's not a bad job, and you paint the starships, okay? You paint. You get paid to paint. Later on, because it is a bit of a dangerous job, you will all be issued with a little mask, okay, so you don't inhale the fumes, you know. You can do other things with that mask if you want to, but you will be issued with a mask. You say, where do I get my mask from? If you want a mask, what do? Put up your materials handler. Thank you very much. We're getting the feel of it now. Good. Over here, look at this. They have their quality control suits on, which they'll now get into. We don't want to get them mixed up with material. So if you could dress up, thank you, in your... Very good. Over here, stand up, thanks, and put your hard hats on. These people will get a lot of knocks. They get a lot of knocks. They are the assistant supervisors. Guess what, folks? There is career progression here. You know, you cutters, you know, look at this. This is what you can aspire to. Hey? How good's the hat? You get to be an assistant supervisor. And what you do is you help the supervisor. That's why we call you assistant supervisors, okay? And just about finally, could you stand up, thanks? This guy has worked his butt off to get here. I mean, he actually started as a cutter. 20 years ago, he started as a cutter. And now he has the coveted tool belt. Yes, you are looking at Ian, the actual supervisor of the whole factory. Give him a huge hand. I mean, that is just fantastic. So that's actually a very symbolic thing, that he's now the supervisor of the factory. So, I mean, you produce all this stuff, what happens? Well, what happens is we go over here, and guess what? We wouldn't have the factory if we didn't have some what? Some sales, exactly. So these are your customers. All very different people. They've got very different roles. But basically, they're here to buy starships. They want to buy starships. They want to buy good ones, but they're here to buy starships. What's not in this actual game is a selling price. That's a finished starship. How good's that? I mean, that is really taking off. I mean, that's just, they are really incredible. You can see you've got yellow paper and white paper, all nicely folded, and you've got a certain coloration on it. So that's what you'll be producing for most of the day. You're thinking this is going to be a big... That's all we're producing for most of the day. But let's see what happens as we go through. So here's what I want you to do. We're now going to... You've made it in. We're now going to give you an orientation. So on your envelopes, could you open up your envelopes and take out the new employee orientation guide? Oh, sorry. One thing. James, on your feet. On your feet. Oh, guess what? The business itself, this business is incredibly insightful. So what they've done is they've actually, at huge expense, they've also brought in a consultant. Because just in case there's a few problems, the consultant's going to work mainly with the supervisor, because the supervisor knows exactly what's happening in the business, and the assistant supervisor. So you people will get together and have a look at the whole thing and be able to maybe make some comments. So if that's okay, James, if you could work primarily with our supervisor and our two assistant supervisors. Thanks very much. Okay, back to the